Sometimes I wonder what it would be like if we didn't live here.
We'd be, boy. Simple as that.
But other villages.
Dry land, cracked in summer. Without the river, no crops, no cattle, no food.
The river gives.
Water, fish, trade. Without it, we'd starve in the woods. My grandfather knew that.
Have you ever noticed that almost every major city in the world sits next to a river? New York has the Hudson, London has the Thames, Paris has the Seine, and Cairo has the Nile. This isn't a coincidence. It's actually the secret formula our ancestors discovered thousands of years ago. By the end of this video, you'll understand why rivers were the cheat code for building civilizations, and you'll see why this ancient pattern still shapes where you live today. Let's start with the most obvious reason: water. Your ancestors needed fresh water every single day to survive. Wells and springs could support small villages, but not thousands of people. Rivers provided unlimited, flowing fresh water for entire populations. Ancient cities like Babylon and Memphis grew massive because the river never ran dry. You could also use river water for cooking, cleaning, and washing clothes. Without a reliable water source nearby, early humans simply couldn't stay in one place long enough to build a city. But drinking water alone wasn't enough to build a city. There were three other reasons rivers became the foundation of human civilization. Before cars and trains, moving heavy goods over land was extremely difficult and slow. Rivers became the ancient world's highway system for trade and travel. You could load a boat with supplies that would take weeks to carry on foot. Cities on rivers became meeting points where traders from different regions exchanged goods. Rome, Baghdad, and Vienna all became powerful because they sat on major river trade routes. If your city wasn't on a river, you were cut off from the economic opportunities that made civilizations thrive. Rivers also made it easier to communicate and share ideas between distant communities. Transportation was crucial, but rivers offered something even more valuable that made certain cities incredibly rich. Rivers flooded regularly, and ancient people learned this was actually a good thing. When rivers flood, they deposit rich, nutrient-filled soil along their banks. This fertile soil made it incredibly easy to grow crops year after year. The Nile's annual floods made Egypt the breadbasket of the ancient world. You could feed thousands of people from farms along a single river valley. More food meant your city could support craftspeople, builders, priests, and soldiers, not just farmers. This is how civilizations moved beyond basic survival and created art, writing, and complex societies. Early cities faced constant threats from rival groups and invaders. A river on one or more sides of your city created a natural barrier. Enemies had to cross the water to attack, which slowed them down and made them vulnerable. You could spot approaching armies more easily across a river. Cities like Paris, built on river islands, had protection on all sides. Rivers also made it harder for attackers to surround and blockade your city. This defensive advantage meant river cities could survive and grow while others were destroyed. Now you understand why our ancestors had no choice but to build cities near rivers. Water, transportation, food, and defense. Rivers provided all four essentials for civilization. Even though we have modern technology today, you'll notice most major cities still follow this ancient pattern. We've built aqueducts, highways, and farms far from rivers, but it's easier and cheaper to stay where cities already exist. The next time you look at a map, you'll see rivers differently. They're the blueprint of human history. Those ancient decisions about where to settle still determine where millions of people live and work today. Your city's location probably made perfect sense thousands of years ago, and that logic still shapes your life right now.